most sophisticated audience I've ever spoken to on the subject. You really brought your A game, so thanks, Don.
San Francisco.
Yeah. So carbon capture, I believe that we should continue our R&D in this effort to see if there's a possibility on this. But I think that many of the fossil fuel industries are wildly over-optimistic about the potential of this technology. I think that it will be proved much more limited than certainly the fossil fuel industry thinks so, because of just the geological kind of uniqueness. You need conditions to actually allow long-term storage. So I actually think the larger part of this problem won't be just the chemistry or the energy use, but how you do the actual storage in the long term, and have to transport the materials so far to find the right kind of basalt or limestone. So I do think we should continue R&D, because I think the challenge is so dire. We should be doing R&D on virtually anything that has any possibility. So I hope that will continue. The issue about trade barriers, I have been largely not a fan of trade barriers during my time in public life. They are still have a resonance with the public at times, because people think, oh, we ought to make everything here and things will be fine. And Trump goes out and wants a giant tariff on cars, and people don't understand the price of their cars are going to go up dramatically. They don't understand that. That's why it has some resonance. But in the clean energy field, it has been a problem. I mentioned the REC silicone plant in Moses Lake. It was shut down for 6 years because of the trade dispute that broke out over solar panels. So it can have a really negative influence on the development of clean energy technology. There was a question about additional regs. I'm not sure I'll mention 3, but allowing California and Washington to move forward with our clean car regulation, very important. We're trying to get the administration to allow that to go further, faster. I mentioned on a national level, you have a 100% grid requirement. I think that's the next step for the national government. Whether you can go to a cap and invest proposal nationally, politics of that are challenging, but it's working in my state, and it's working in California, and it's working in Quebec. So that may be a potential on the list. There was another question. What
It was about geoengineering.
Geoengineering, I'm not ready to step over that line yet. I understand how everybody rightfully understands the challenge of this. What I will say, though, is that technology in this space has moved so much faster than we thought was possible. So I wrote, this book in 2007. It was wrong by a factor of about 50 to 70% on the pessimistic side. It turns out that solar, wind, battery technology was 50 or 70% more effective faster than I predicted in 2007. So the technological progress that is available to us, I think we should consider that we might continue to have this explosion. And there are some things on the horizon. I will mention fusion. Now, I know when you mention fusion, people just roll their eyes and say it's always 20 years away. I get that. But we have 3 fusion companies in Washington State, one of which is called Helion. They just signed several months ago a contract with Microsoft to produce absolutely clean fusion-based electricity by 2028. And it is a binding contract. It is an actual deal to do that. Now, all of us rightfully, should remain a little bit skeptical about something that's so challenging. But they believe they can do it, and Microsoft believes they can do it. Well, if you get fusion energy, this is such an enormous game changer, you can hardly even imagine it. So I'm not ready to step over that line. In the geoengineering, the challenges of this are just mind-boggling in so many different ways, both from a scientific and from a political, how you make these decisions, and trying to really understand the ramifications. Wow. I mean, it's really scary. It makes radioactivity look easy. So that's kind of where I am.
All right, well, that was 1 hour. I feel like we learned a lot. That was really full. Thank you so much. We have this, but don't leave, because we have this, what's the word of this